Hello guys, welcome back to City Skylines. Today, the premise of the episode is quite simple. We've got ourselves the town of Tagfield in front of us and we're gonna grow the city as much as possible, while of course making the growth look nice at the same time, right? That's kinda something we have to achieve as well. So first up, we have to kind of upgrade the infrastructure that surrounds Tagfield. In a few episodes back, we connected it by communal rail, which is really nice because it neatly connects Tagfield up to the much larger city of Pine Harbor. And in theory, Tagfield also should have really easy and nice highway connection. But that's in theory. In reality, it's a little different, because as you guys can see, if we move north of the town, we don't actually have we don't have an intersection here to make it easy to enter the town from the north. And from the south, it's not actually much better, even though it probably should be. We got this awkward highway section, which for one means that, as you guys can see, this bus line, this is the blue line, so it goes from downtown Pine Harbor, here, and all the way out to Tagfield. The part of the line that has to go from Pine Harbor and into Tagfield has to make this really awkward crossing of this highway through this roundabout, and then it can move through this one lane highway piece into Tagfield. Traffic that leaves Tagfield departing for Pine Harbor has it a little easier, because it's not too bad. You have to go through this roundabout, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward to get all the way into Pine Harbor. But the other way around, not so much. So that's the first thing we're gonna fix. Next up, if we're gonna boost the population of Tagfield any substantial amount, we're gonna need some more medium density residential stuff. And I'm thinking this is a prime location. So that's the next step. I think we're gonna build medium resident. Yeah, like I said, lots of coffee. I should make this a blooper clip, but I'm just gonna include it, I think. And then I'm thinking that in this southern part of Tagfield, we're gonna build something awful. I'm thinking like really, US themed, low density, suburban, modern suburban complex, with these windy roads and too much space between the houses, and some pathways so that it looks like that the developers actually care about making like recreational areas, but in reality they don't really. They just want to cheap out. Okay, I'm getting on for tangents. That's the plan. Then I guess it would be fitting if we wrap up by just kind of expanding downtown a bit, or at least trying to sort of bump the density here in downtown. I guess you could call it Downtown Tagfield. So this is the main street, and it's still gonna be the core of the town after this episode, unless something crazy happens. I have had a lot of coffee, but I mean, I can't make those guarantees. But yeah, I think we should get going. Yeah. So first up, let's upgrade the infrastructure surrounding Tagfield, and then we'll get busy with all the promises I just made that are sure to bite me in the ass in 20 minutes or so. But yeah, let's just get going. All right, I think another thing we're gonna change up right now is the fact that I've got this tunnel, which I think is just the premise, of course, is that the highway was built after the rail, because railway networks usually, not always of course, but usually predate highway networks or interstate networks. And that's actually the case here as well for Tagfield. The city actually grew around a rail station here, and in the old days the rail actually led north through the mountains, but that part isn't in use anymore, obviously. And yeah, it's got a modern station, but otherwise rail has been pretty vital to the growth of the city. So yeah, the railway predates the highway, so I think it's probably a little odd to have a tunnel like this, because generally a tunnel is more expensive to build than just having like an elevated ramp. So that's what we're gonna do instead. We're gonna have a ramp departing somewhere around here and just connecting to this road down here. So let's go ahead and build that instead. And yeah, I deleted that instantly because I think the slope is just too steep. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna bring it out from here, and then we're gonna sort of do like this, and of course we're gonna line this up in just a second. Alright, now let's adhere to some lane mathematics and make sure that we've got 3 lanes splitting up here, and then once again turning into 3 lanes over here. Yes, I think we're just gonna do like this for now. And here it already transitions into a 3-laner as this one merges, so that's perfect. We'll just adjust the node just a bit. So here we've got a transition from the 3-laner and then splits into a 1-lane off-ramp, and it continues as a 2-laner. So if we use our node controller mods and we select the node and we hold down shift and then click this corner and click on this one, as you guys saw, it aligns it. So that's a nice little trick. I think most of you guys that use node controller, you of course already know of it, but in case you don't, now you do. And we can of course do the same thing here. So here we'd like this corner to align to this one. There you go. And we would also like to just generally make this a little more angled. I think that's fine. We can use the set slope mode to make the slope. Oh, that was wrong. I need to make sure I click the highway node. There you go. Click one node and click another and then hit enter. And it's gonna automatically make the slope real nice. And we can use the arrange at line mode as well to make the curve nice. There you go. Make it more even basically. They can work. They can be a little finicky to work. Oh wait. I'm gonna rephrase that. In the hands of me, they can be a little finicky to work with, but in the hands of an actual expert, amazing tools. But yeah. And I know I kind of keep going back to changing this, but I would like to just align it as much as possible. And this is too raised, so I'll just mark this node, and then would move it. I can hit Control H and then click on another object to align the heights. That didn't work at all. I'll try again. Yeah, it didn't work at all. Ah man, live recordings. Great, right? We'll do the manual alignments like a pleb. There you go. That is starting to look real nice if you ask me. Great. Alright, I think that that kind of helped sort out the situation down here just a little bit. Let's see if there's anything else we'd like. So if we're just gonna do like a highway inspection check, just to make sure that there's nothing we've forgotten. So here's an off-ramp, so you're able to get off here and go to Tagfield, or join up to this roundabout and travel eastwards. Perfect. You can turn left here and travel south towards the city of Pine Harbor and the southern islands of the region. That's perfect. Let's see, if you are from north, if you're southbound from north, you can get off here and then you can do as you please, so that's perfect as well. And there's also easy access here to this highway. All right, really nice. So I think we've got that covered. The detailing part, I'm gonna push that to the end of the episode if there's time for it, because I think our time is just better spent getting as much done as possible up front. So cool. With that said, let's move up here. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, and I know you guys won't forget it, we should probably at least enable that the people that are southbound, so they travel south throughout the region, should be able to get off here and enter Tagfield from the northern part of the town. And maybe we should even allow Tagfieldians, can we call them that? Tagfieldians? We should allow them to enter this highway and go northbound as well. So yeah, let's build that. So first up, I'm just building like a basic road, and then I can connect both ramps to this road, which is actually a bridge now by the looks of it. Alright, so let's start with the on-ramp, allowing Tagfieldians, we're going with that now, to travel north. We'll get it real closely aligned here, like so. And we'll just, it's okay, it looks rough right now, that's not a problem. Then we'll get the off-ramp built as well, and it could be really cool, I think, to make it super slick. Like so, and yeah, we'll have to see if this connection is gonna work. We're probably gonna need a little more space here, just to account for the fact that it has to run underneath the highway. So we're gonna need just a little more room to manage the sloping necessary here. And we'll align these in heights. Is that good? Looks a little wonky, doesn't it? It really does. What's up with this node? Ooh, whoa! Ay caramba. Let's try and delete this. Ah, there you go. We had a sneaky extra node trying to mess up our day. Pesky nodes. Pesto nodes. Alright, so I think next step we're just gonna use the slope mode to kinda check out the slope here. Yeah, that's not really gonna work, is it? So what we're instead gonna do is we're gonna adjust this node. Come on, there you go. underneath here, because we'll let that dictate what slope will be needed. So I think, is this sufficient? Actually, I think we should move this node to about here, because then we can easily judge. Can a truck make it? Yeah, certainly. So this should be fine. We can even raise it just a bit. There you go. And then we can use that node as kind of the focal point for how we create our slope. So first we're just gonna fix the, what's it called? The arrange at line mode. I don't know why it's called that, but yeah, there you go. And we're just gonna, oh, that's already aligned. Perfect. And now we should be able to use this as our base, and click here and then adjust. There you go. Really nice. And we'll adjust to here. Very nice. Let's fix up the other part here. What am I clicking at? I'm trying to use move it. There you go. The reason I didn't place rural highway right at first, or I didn't spawn it off this one, is that they want to curve because they're effectively highways. So that's why, if you're wondering. Cool, think it's time to just adjust some pillars here a little bit. No reason to delete them. We can just adjust them. And I think we'll add, we'll just copy paste this one, because as you guys can see, we got quite the section here without a pillar. So I mean, I'm not ruling out the possibility that we got some engineering geniuses in our region, but yeah, I think we need to adjust this a bit. Cool, I think that's a pretty nice, weird looking intersection thing we've got going so far. Cool. I think with this highway stuff in place already now, I think it's actually just time for us to start expanding Tagfield. And we're gonna start here. Like I said, I am thinking about some medium density apartment complex here. I think it's a pretty good fit. There's a bit of it's quite steep here. So to avoid tons of clipping and other issues, I'm probably gonna use some assets that don't have too much of a footprint. And so my general idea for this area is that instead of each apartment complex being flanked by parking, sort of like this complex is, but not quite, then we'll have some parking. We'll have some parking lined up here and here. And then the rest will just be the complexes, and they'll be connected by paths, so walkways or footpath, whatever you call the thing people walk on. Yeah, this is great. I think that looks all right, but I would like to just add a bit of variety, I guess, by adding some extra nodes and converting the middle section here. I like to just break it up just a bit. I think it adds a bit of extra character. I know I'm talking about adding character to parking lots. Like I said, lots of coffee today. I don't take any responsibility for what I'm saying. So everything is bueno. Cool. Next up is simple, and it's not simple at all. We're gonna have to decide on which type of complex we'd like to build here. So these are probably a little too low density actually, because from a realistic standpoint, it's about 4 units, right? As you guys can see, we've got about 4 apartments in this complex. Now I'd like just a little more. I wonder if these are too big. Yeah, they are probably a little too dominant. I think they would really dominate the skyline too much. These types I've used a lot recently, so I would like to use just something different. We could be super cheeky and go with vanilla. That would be... oh, maybe, why not? Let's just see what we've got. We've got these as well. They could actually... I think they could be a pretty good fit. It's not a terrible asset. I mean, it's not a pretty building, but it's not a terrible asset. Oh, this is difficult. These ones maybe? Maybe a couple of both? I think we're gonna do both. So we're gonna have 3 of these, and then we're gonna have a bunch of these ones. Now let's see what makes sense. We'll have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So we'll have 4 in total. And we're gonna use the tree and prop replacer mod, Bob. I'm gonna click on this because we'd like to just change a few things. So first up, and you guys have probably already guessed this, I don't want parking here because I'm already supplying ample parking to this area. So let's just hide these parking spaces and these parking spaces. And I think I'm actually gonna remove the trees as well. Yep. And this variant, oh sorry, forgot to click OK. And this variant, great. And then I think we should streamline the colors a bit, even though these, I mean, this looks like sort of a 1970s, 1980s apartment complex. And they can have pretty funky colors, but I think we should just settle for something that's a little nicer. So maybe just a gray. I know that's not very exciting. Actually, let's go with sort of a reddish. Can we do sort of a light ray? A light ray, what am I saying? Light red? We'll go with this for now. So what we're gonna do is we are going to add some decals and create our own pathways through this area, and we're gonna use these. I didn't pick the right ones. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make the base for the buildings as well. Yeah, we're gonna have to make that custom as well. Very cool. Now I think to add just a bit more detail, I'll see if I have some like sheds or something. This is too big. Maybe these. I've used these before. They're quite enjoyable to use actually. And what I think we'll do is create like a little custom area here where inhabitants would store their did I mark all? And copy paste where inhabitants would store their bikes, basically. I guess 2 is sufficient here. So maybe there's like a bicycle seller in some of these buildings that you can use as well. But if that's not to your liking, then, well, you've got this as well. Cool. Now we're gonna hook up all these houses by using some invisible pathways, but first we're gonna make a non-invisible version because that's gonna just really allow us to align it perfectly. It's a little difficult to align invisible pathways. So for instance here we've got a node that we would like to align a bit, and up here we seem to have a node that was a little misaligned as well. We'd like something like this, right? And here as well. So by first placing down like an ordinary path, we can easily align, and then what we can do is we can go in here and we can grab this bad boy, and then we can actually, let's see if this is the smallest one. Yes, we'll upgrade all these. There you go. Now let's just check up on the realistic population mod, because it doesn't get everything right, because it tries to calculate population based on some factors, but the most important one seems to be the amount of floors. So let's see, 10 households. So let's assume there are no households here at the ground level. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. Are there only 2 apartments per floor in a building like this? The answer is no, there's not. There's probably 6. Yeah, I would say about 6. Maybe even 7, but we can go with 6. And we've got what, 5 stories. Cool. So there are 30 units, let's say 30 units in this. Yoink. I don't think that's completely off, is it? The top floor is a little smaller, but not by a lot. But maybe it has like a utility room or something, so we'll be extra picky and we'll say 28. We'll say update custom settings. And as you guys can see, each of these now can hold up to 28 households. Now these ones, let's have a look. 24, that seems more right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stories. So 3 households? Well, they're a little big if they're only 3 actually. I think 4 is a better bet actually. We'll just bump it. There you go. Cool. Now, of course, we're gonna add some detail. Don't worry. First, let's start up with some benches. I'm desperately trying to orient this playground in a way so that the path doesn't have to be fixed or removed, but you can actually walk straight through the playground. Is this gonna... Oh, that is lazy, but it's good enough. It works, I think, for now. Cool. There you go. We've got a fresh area here. Next up, the suburban hillscape. Oh yes. So this is about the road layout we're gonna use. And then the area is gonna be low density. Yay! And big footprint. Yay! Let's see what we've got. You know what? We're gonna go with some semi-detached stuff. Let's see what we've got. Nothing. That's not true. We've got these bad boys. And there are a couple of iterations of them, and I think we're just gonna pick one of them because this is just gonna be a monotone construction if I ever saw one. Oh, I can already see on the pathways these ones got that they are gonna be a pain to align. I am going to align these and I'm gonna speed it up because I don't want to bore you guys to death. Alright, so yeah, 10,000 years later, they are now aligned. If you're pressed for time with playing the game, that's a great investment. It wasn't all that bad. Let's just remove these hitches. I don't think they look really nice. We're gonna use the same pavement to make some paths between these nice houses, and I'm hoping we can use some bigger ones this time around. And I think a super easy way that we can sort of add just a bit of detail and a bit of mix up to the roads that we're using here is to just add some fillers, some planters basically. Thing that could be interesting now is to just kind of make this its separate district. For now, we'll just call it duplexes. Duplexes. There you go. And this other district we made here, we'll make that its own thing as well. And we'll call that apartments. And it will be interesting to see the difference in population between the two areas, because of course the footprint of this area is much smaller than the footprint of this area. So we're gonna make this look just a little more rough by using the ore texture. I use this frequently throughout the map because the theme is quite arid, or at least the region of Coniferia is meant to be quite arid. It's supposed to be very dry here, so you don't have all that many areas where it's really green grass. It's supposed to be pretty dry, yeah. So trying to reflect that. But yeah, I think that sort of covers what we'd like for this area. So we'll flank it by some forest, some hairy forest, all up here at least. So what's gonna be interesting now is, like I said, to see what kind of population growth will this area harness us compared to this duplex area, and we're gonna follow up on that. And then I think while we wait for that, we're gonna do the last part of this video, which is gonna be we're gonna expand downtown Tagfield a bit. So we've got this main street, and I think that we should just try and sort of raise the density by removing some of the low density stuff and then replacing it with some higher density stuff. So to start off with, I would like to replace this area, even though it's kind of cozy. So we'll see if we can get something in here specifically, and we're gonna hit play, I think, so that we can start seeing some population growth. And let's just make sure we got 1,888 people right now in the city, or the town. So I just got a spontaneous idea, which is always dangerous because I don't know if I have the assets to support it. But I think it could be pretty nice if we have a construction site in Tagfield that's nearly done. Not quite done, but nearly done. And yeah, like I said, I don't know if I have the assets, so this is gonna be interesting, to say the least. So this is the lot. Yeah, so we're just gonna fence this area in as a start. Then we're gonna see, do we have some scaffolding? We do. I gotta tell you guys, I don't know how this is gonna look. We are really winging it by now. Yeah. So I have to make it look like this building isn't completely done, but it's sort of done. Or maybe it's just getting a renovation. That is certainly a possibility as well. For now, we're gonna add some scaffolding. This is gonna be such a stretch. Oh boy. Okay, so let me get this straight. They finished landscaping and added perfectly manicured grass before they finished the building. Oh boy. Oh boy. We'll see how it looks in the final cinematics. Maybe I can save it. For now, it certainly is a bit odd. It certainly is a bit odd, I'll be honest. Oh. Oy, oy, oy. So we've added a construction site, sorta-ish. It's mostly done, let's be honest. Added a little commercial establishment here. Let's get some more density. We'll delete these two. Sorry. Now, with this expansion, I think Tagfield is due for a little expansion to the bus network that is currently, or the line that is currently serving the city. So this would be, of course, the blue line. I think Tagfield deserves another stop, basically. And if it would probably be fitting to be down by the school, maybe. We could have an additional stop here, yes, to serve this high density area and the school. We're still gonna keep our stop here, and maybe we should even have a stop out here as well, because quite a few people will move in here. Great, so let's just see how we can make these stops real quick. So we just placed an additional stop here, so we're gonna make the distance between the nodes much smaller. And where did we replace the stop? Did we not place a stop right here? I'm certain we did, right? Let me just grab a look. Where's the pesky bus? There it is. We did, okay, but there's not anything to see, so I think let's move this stop. What am I doing? Oh, sorry, I'm not editing. Silly me. Remove it down here then. Yes. And then here we'll just make sure the distance between the nodes is small as well. There you go, because then we should be able to pretty easily copy paste our bus stop template. Next up, we're gonna detail up these highways, and hopefully we can just copy paste some stuff that we've already built. So at least it looks like Tagfield is steadily growing while we are just randomly spamming, which of course is really nice. Let's have a look. Ah yes, a complete traffic mess. But we should already now be able to see. So so far we've got 309 new inhabitants in our apartments that we built, and if we go and have a look at our duplexes, we're at 193. So this is a good way to kind of highlight the differences, right? With that said, I don't think we're gonna get any more done tonight here in Tagfield, but it seems like we've made some really nice additions to the town. We've completely destroyed the local traffic situation to the pain of all inhabitants. So I'm probably super popular with the inhabitants. But yeah, I think that's about it. If you want to see some other goodies, I've got a Patreon, which starts at $1 a month. Tons of pictures. So check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, feel free to, of course, subscribe, like, comment, all that good YouTube stuff to help spread this episode a bit. Yeah, I'm reading comments on the most recent episodes for the suggestions for the downtown park, what we should build there. So you can still post a comment if you want to. Time's not up yet. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. I'll let the simulation run a bit so that we can see just how much Tagfield is growing due to our changes. But yeah, I think that's it. So have a really nice evening and weekend, and bye.